Raids are over, but are they going to improve? Well, we've got an answer from Kabam on that particular subject. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the first video of Tuesday. So I don't think there's going to be an MCN tomorrow, basically because I'm doing other things, but it's just for this week. But there may be some videos from strange locations and maybe a video of ghost hunting. More on that at another stage of the week. But look, a lot of you have been talking about raids. It's now over. So the raid week is over. And of course, the future of raids is undecided at best. But of course, you know, a lot of you have had your feedback. We've covered it yesterday. Sunday, I think we did a topic-based video on raids, and of course more things have come from the woodwork. Bugs, issues. We've been covering it as much as possible, but of course there is more. And one of the biggest things was, if you're one of these people that made a mistake, well, not mistake, at the end of the day, this is a new mode, so it's all about testing it out. So, I'll give you a good example. I brought in Colossus into the raid situation. Was that the wrong choice to bring in that particular champion? Maybe. But it's a new mode. People brought in different ones and had different experiences. Some brought in some that didn't do anything and were really disappointed by that. So, look, that's what happens. But in any case, you know, you can see good examples here. As Sparhawk says, so my alliance mates did barely any work on my line. I ended up with 15 million. Each of them together had less than 2 million combined. I get to the first chest and get 1,500. I literally could have used that time to finish an event quest, gotten better rewards. I did it. The thing is, people need to. I hope people aren't getting at other members of their alliance about this. You know, about kind of like performance, because at the end of the day, it's a new mode. People understand that, right? You know, don't be kind of like disrespectful to other members of your alliance. You know, we're all in the same boat. Brand new mode, and of course, mistakes, issues are going to happen. I've noticed that any comment critical of the great and mighty Kabam get mystery discrete commentators. And here's the thing: like, people also need to scrutinize. A mode can only get better by people being constructive in criticism. Kabam, as I said on Sunday, Kabam will make mistakes first. The game mode will only get better in time. Or maybe it won't. But you'd like to think that it goes the same way in Battlegrounds. When Battlegrounds started, it was bad. And got better. But it's still got fundamental issues that players do not like about the mode. But from the perspective of kind of a new mode, it took a year, it changed, and it got better. So, look, you know, that's got to be the thing with it. And it's important to take into consideration what players have got to say, because we play the game. We play the game. I think one of the biggest things is RNG rewards, which I do agree with. That's kind of like a big problem. It's something that, you know, I haven't really mentioned, but I do see that it is an issue. Maybe a reward selector. There you go. I've just helped out there. Reward selector. Imagine if Kabam did that. They put in a reward selector that you could just pick, you know, one of three things. Like, you have the choice between 20,000 Titan Crystal Shards, X amount of 7-star shards, X amount Paragon Crystals. And then it will be, you get to the next one, and maybe there's something different, like X amount of tier 6 class catalyst, X amount, units, 1,500 units, or something else. You get that selected choice. That would be really cool. I think that would be a really good touch there. At least it wouldn't be something that players would feel discouraged about from the RNG rewards aspect. Yes, it might take away from what Kabam were looking to set up from the mode. But look, this is the player base, you know, and we play the game. And it would be nice to kind of, do it. And I know who the blame is Paul Pogba. If anybody gets those Graham Souness references, there you go. I think it's a very kind of like football UK based thing to kind of know that reference, but that was a thing. I think Fist is somewhere laughing at that. Maybe other people that are football fans, but other people. Oh, and PJ Vice if he's watching. Maybe Lion as well. But in any case, it's just a very specific, funny reference. But look, you know, you're prattling on, Rich. Of course I am, right? We've got to talk about some other stuff. Look, bugs as well. We all knew about that. But Kabam have had an answer to this. You know, we got to get to the the point of stuff. There's also like lots of things to dissect, but trying to find where is it? There we go. Right. What is Kabam saying in response, especially to kind of like look, I mean, in the way that it doesn't end in our discussion just getting deleted or getting a childish rebuke from moderator. Of course, this is something to kind of give feedback about the game mode. Hey, original post. If you want to provide feedback to the game mode, you can just do that. Take a look around. There's lots of direct feedback from players. We're taking it all into account. We also don't just shut things down if people are critical of us. That's false narrative that people have made up trying to cling to. There's a lot of critical feedback out there, and it just is as valid as positive feedback. I would say, and this is a bit of a top tip to anybody doing stuff in the forums, if you start making personal attacks against other members of this community because they differ in your opinion, or make personal attacks against Kabam devs, it's more likely it will be quicker to be shut down. I'm not saying that it's going to be, you know, I agree with what, you know, Mike is saying, because there are times where I've kind of felt that something's close, not so close to that particular mark of, hey, we've got a little bit of provocation in the forum thread of this one, it's being shut down. So, or it's on a subject that's quite divisive, like, you know, revive farming or nerfing a champion. There's kind of a line of difference where Kabam don't want that smoke a lot of times. So, but in any case, we have a lot of feedback to review. We'll be sure to address as much as we can when we have something to say. The team is already looking at changes we can make going forward. And I want to thank everybody who gave actionable and constructive feedback. Don't expect to hear anything right away, but I want to work with the team to come up with something that we can share as sort of a mini roadmap or changes you can expect in the short and long term of raids. Excuse me. And yeah, that's something that I think, if you've been following the channel yesterday, I think we said that that Kabam are working on something, but there's nothing concrete at this given stage. Will it be a case we'll go through another cycle? Will this be 3 weeks time? I don't really know. This is the problem when it's like, what will be a raid week? I'm just kind of looking in. Is it going to be in the, not next week, but I'm not 100% sure on this stuff, lads and ladies, gentlemen, and like when we will see the next raids. I thought it was like there was going to be there's a raid when the raid week comes in. When is it going to be a case that, or are we going to be able to select it in any kind of way? Do we have to wait? Is this, would it? Yeah, 2 weeks until we see a response. And there's a lot. This is the thing. Like Battlegrounds, when it first came in, mode didn't work according to what players would like to see from it. There's a lot of stuff over the months from that then didn't work out well. Matchmaking early on in Battlegrounds was it's, you know, questionable whether or not it's, you know, it's good now, because there's two differences of opinions in the community. And also, what I said at the start of you know, when Battlegrounds was first put in, you could literally just lose a bunch of time and scoop up a load of stuff, and that is not competition. That's not how the single competitive mode should play out. But of course, things change. Modes come in bad, then get good. In other games, it's a bit different, but I think like the community is a bit more in tune to what and how they experience the game. Versus, I'm not saying Kabam don't. It's just a lot of times with new modes being put in, Kabam take L's before they take W's, and that seems to be a process. I'm just trying to think if there's anything off the top of my head, new modes that were put in, or modes in general, that have kind of like worked first on. I think Incursions has sort of worked, but the problem with that mode is it gets outdated very, very quickly, either by rewards or by, you know, Kabam not making in-tune changes to things. Probably Arena. Is how bad it is. Back issues. It's tough to put in on like one hand, or even like, you know, count at least two things. But there you go. This is an interesting thread, and of course is well worth you going and checking out and giving some feedback to Kabam on that particular subject. And yeah, there's lots of interesting feedback from player base on matters with stuff. I'm sure a lot of you have kind of like mentioned about, you know, how Pierce functions. because I don't think that's particularly grand. And yeah, this could be the simplest changes, from just kind of reducing down further charges, maybe improving the AI, because I've seen that mentioned, improving other nodes, Ultron in general, rather than having to see, you know, people within the community spend their way through it, unit their way through it. But look, we'll have to wait and see what Kabam respond to it. Go and check out some other content located on screen. I'll see you all soon. Much love and goodbye.